my last video I discussed the Pixar Theory, which linked all 14 Pixar films into one larger story. But the story can't be over since Pixar currently has several other films in development. Let's take a look at the ones we currently know. Pixar releases its next film on June 19, 2015 in the United States titled Inside Out, followed by The Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, a film about the Day of the Dead, and the recently announced Cars 3 and The Incredibles 2. So how these films fit into the Pixar Theory timeline? Well, we don't exactly know much about any of these films yet, but here are some ideas. Let's start off with The Good Dinosaur. Since this film takes place in prehistoric times, it will obviously place first on the timeline right before Brave. What we know of the film so far is that the meteor that killed the dinosaurs never actually struck Earth, and humans and dinosaurs coexist. However, in Cars 2, one of the characters implies that the dinosaurs did in fact go extinct.
Fossil, as in dead dinosaurs, and we all know what happened to them.
So it did kill them. Well, here's an idea. Humans figure out that dinosaur bone can be crafted into useful things like tools, weapons, and furniture. Not only that, it is extremely profitable. Because of this, millions of other humans try to get into the dinosaur bone crafting industry. In just a few decades, the humans hunt down the dinosaurs to extinction.
Dead dinosaurs.
Now let's take a look at Inside Out. What we know of this film so far is that it takes place inside the mind of a preteen girl named Riley who just moved to San Francisco from Minnesota. The characters in the films are representations of the emotions she is experiencing adjusting to her new home. The film sounds like it'll take place somewhere around modern times, so it'll probably fit somewhere around Toy Story 3 and up in the timeline. One idea is that Riley is actually an older, time-traveling Boo. Her machine breaks in this time period and she is forced to live in this point in time under a fake identity. At the D23 Expo, Finding Dory was confirmed to take place about a year after the first film ended.
Finding Dory takes place about a year after the first film ended.
Yeah, I just said that. Anyways, this means that the film takes place around 2004 and fits right between Finding Nemo and Ratatouille on the timeline. In this film, Dory's instincts lead her to travel off somewhere into the ocean in search of her original family. Since this takes place before Up, the animal uprising has not occurred yet, so could Dory be swimming to her massive family and try to lead the animal uprising? So the next three films we currently know nothing about, so these next predictions will be pure speculation. Alright, so in my last video I discussed how the Cars went extinct due to lack of clean energy in Cars 2, but just the other day, Pixar confirmed Cars 3. So does this mean if the Cars are still alive and never went extinct, then the entire theory is completely wrong? No! Here's some ideas of what this film will be about. Cars 3 takes place as a car extinction is happening. Cars all around the world dying quickly, and Lightning McQueen and Mater must find a cure. They contact a brilliant but troubled scientist named Mitch, who figures out that human love, much like it did with toys, is a powerful, clean energy source that can keep the species alive. However, the only living humans are all living on Axiom in outer space, thus Mater and Lightning McQueen must travel into space and bring several loving humans down to Earth to save humanity. Pixar's currently untitled film about La Dia de los Muertos takes place shortly after WALL-E. Unlike the modern Day of the Dead, the Day of the Dead 2906 is a day dedicated to the mourning of the loss of the billions of cars that lost their lives, especially Mater and Lightning McQueen, who died trying to save the automobile race. The Day of the Dead film will take place over several hundred years. As animals quickly evolve into extremely advanced monsters, they will get their revenge on humans for the pollution that they cause and wipe them from the face of the earth. The Incredibles 2 will take place last in the Pixar Theory timeline, right after Monsters, Inc. When monsters took out humanity, 4 descendants of the original Incredibles, along with a few others, were able to survive thanks to Rose's invisible force field power. Throughout the next 2,000 years, colonies of superheroes live underground in the ruins of New York City, building a superhero army to take out the monsters that kill all the humans. Thanks to Hindrom's age-defying beam, the new generations of Incredibles are able to survive 2 millenniums without aging. Finally, when the army is big and powerful enough to take back their planet, they emerge to the surface to kill the monsters and take back their land. Alright, so these ideas might be a bit far-fetched, but still fun to come up with theories like these. We won't know exactly what happens in all these films for several years, but I'm sure we'll be able to tie them into the existing Pixar theories somehow when they're released. But until then, we'll just have to keep guessing. So how do you think these movies tie into the Pixar theory? Leave your comments down below. Also remember to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, download our